Lord of the Flies is a novel by William Golding, published back in September 17, 1954, 71 years ago. In short, Lord of the Flies is basically about a bunch of British boys that miraculously survive a plane crash completely unscathed. A blonde boy named Ralph finds a conch, summons the other survivors, Signal Fire becomes a celebrity until it's not, Roger terrorizes kids with rocks, a debate is made over who should be ruler, Jack loses and just starts his own tribe, everyone dips because Jack has food, and fear inducement. Simon is kebabified. Piggy's glasses are the island's most wanted. Piggy gets bodied by a rock. Conch breaks. Ralph is thrust into a manhunt. A naval officer summons and seems to not be able to care less about the boys. And then rescue. Woohoo! Now that you know all that, I will be explaining a grand whopping of 2 symbols in this 12 chapter novel. Starting off with the conch. The conch in Lord of the Flies resembles order and civilization. Why? Who knows? It was just decided that whoever has the conch is king of the hill. The logic is that if you do not possess the conch, you must silence yourself immediately or perish. Literally. In chapter 2, after they set the trees to burn, and the birthmark little Lun is never to be seen again, Piggy tries to get the attention of the other boys while holding the conch. I got the conch, said Piggy in a hurt voice. I got the right to speak. When Piggy was owned by a boulder, the conch was crushed. I personally love the symbolism because of the double meaning. The conch is shattered, meaning the end of order and organization, and Piggy gets killed, symbolizing the end of logic and reasoning, as Piggy is the most reasonable and logical boy amongst the group. Then there's the beast. The beast in the novel was interpreted in many different ways throughout the story, but the overall idea the boys had was that it was something that could be killed. In chapter 6, a dead parachutist lands on the mountain but is being dragged all around the mountain from the wind. Sam and Eric barely see the parachutist's body and mistake it for being the beast, thinking the parachute were wings. In chapter 9, Simon discovers the beast Sam and Eric thought they saw was really the dead parachutist. He goes to tell everyone, where he is then used as a pincushion. No one really cares, especially Jack. Jack knows the beast wasn't actually killed and says it's not because then he'd lose his power through fear if the beast was gone. This symbolism shows the real beast was the darkness in human nature that has taken over all the boys. As in chapter 8, the Lord of the Flies says Francie thinking the beast was something you could hunt and kill. And you knew, didn't you? I'm proud of you. Close, close, close. I'm the reason why it's no-go. Why things are what they are. Lord of the Flies is a translation for the name Beelzebub, which is another name for Satan, solidifying that symbolism. Alright, that's all I got, so thank you for watching. I hope I did at least an okay job explaining these 2 symbolisms. I did as much as I could, and I'm proud of it, kind of. It's rare that I ever enjoyed a school book, but this one I did, genuinely. Did I like the book? Yeah. Did I like the assignments? That's off topic. Anyway, thank you again. Bye-bye.